2015 IFBB Goldenstate Pro. I'm here with two IFBB pros. You got your 5th place Goldenstate Pro winner, John Anderson, and his coach, IFBB Pro Achim Albrecht.
Yep.
You say it.
Achim Albrecht.
There we go. How you feeling about your win tonight, John?
That's good. You know, I mean, the fact that it's my first pro show, top 5, and then to make it even more exciting, it's my 3rd contest ever. So to be able to come in here, you know, a lot of these seasoned guys have been doing this a long time, great athletes, know their stuff. Come in here and get that first call out was pretty killer, you know, really killer. I mean, to be totally honest, I'm just he's the master, I'm the blaster. I just do what I'm told, you know. We were just talking, he's going to send me an email for tomorrow, so we're, you know, so I know exactly what to do starting on tomorrow. You know, I mean, he's, like I said, this is he's my prep guy, he's my coach, and he does a hell of a job.
Now tell me a little bit about the game plan for John coming into tonight.
Well, first of all, it's an amazing accomplishment. It's actually his 2nd year of bodybuilding training. He comes from a power sport. He was a professional strongman, but it's a completely different kind of training, mostly explosive movements. And so we had to switch, you know, the whole game plan, had to focus on trying to get more quality into his muscles. He had a good foundation. He was big, but he needed more separation, needed more quality, needed more maturity. And there's still, of course, a lot to work on. And the next few years, you know, will show, you know, how far he can go. But I think he did really, really well for his first pro debut.
I remember interviewing you not too long ago when it was your very first show, NPC show.
He was also like, he's been my guy from the jump. So Achim's he's been calling my shots as far as everything being a bodybuilder all the way back
right from the beginning.
Right from the beginning.
Yeah, and you came into it kind of humble, like you had done all these things before, and you were kind of like, I'm gonna try this and see what happens.
Yeah, we didn't know. I mean, we knew that. I mean, when I met with Achim, when I came back from Japan, I wasn't working full time. I opened up a gym, and he came up with one of our mutual friends, and we were talking about, hey, what do you think? And it's all we said. Well, all we can really do is try. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, I mean, you've seen a lot of really, really good physiques that they don't ever make it. You know, for whatever reason. But he said, let's give it a shot. So I said, all right. My last tour of Japan of 2013 was coming up. So he kind of gave me some guidelines to eat when I was gone. Came back, and I think it left us like 14 weeks to prep for 15 weeks to prep for the Governor's Cup.
Yes, 15.
And then, boom, we went to the Governor's Cup, and truthfully not knowing what was going to stack in. Maybe I just barely eked off a win. Maybe exactly what happened, where I was so separated from the rest of the pack. You know, it was, you know, then after we went right upstairs and talked, and he's all, you know, here's our options. This is what we should do. So off we went. We went to Masters Nationals, got the pro card there, and then it was at that point we recognized that there was a lot of potential. But like he was touching on before, I was kind of designed by power training, and bodybuilding training is so different. So obviously he had been trying to get my mind to switch. Now he's pretty much got nailed down. I'm still learning a ton, don't get me wrong, but at least my knee-jerk reaction is not to do the things that made me strong. Now my knee-jerk reaction is to help me get shapely. And so we did that interview. Yeah, at that point we didn't know what was going to happen.
And that show, it wasn't that it was a weak show, because you came into that show and there were actually guys in that lineup that have placed like top 5, top 6 nationally.
Oh, yeah, it was like it was like 10 guys. You don't get 10 guy classes heavy of, you know, big guys anymore at NPC level. You get 2, 3. You know, so you're right. It was a big one. Honestly, when I picked that show, all you know, because he said to me, just pick a show. Let's, you know, give me some time so we can work it out. So I picked the Governor's Cup basically because it gave me the allotment of weeks that Achim wanted when I got back from Japan. So that was the reason I chose that show. I didn't know the bodybuilding enough to know that it was big or little. It was close.
It ended up being one of our bigger shows ever.
Yeah, and so it was close. We knew we could drive up. Achim said, let's do it, you know, because like I said, he's the mind, you know, he understands all this, you know, in great detail, you know. I mean, it's an honor for me to work with him because he's got so much knowledge, and I learn so much every time we talk. But yeah, that was it. That first interview was the Governor's Cup. Then I think we interviewed again.
Yeah.
And I'd gone as far, I got a little lippy. I got as far as said, yeah, I'm going to go to I'm going to go win my pro card here in about 6 weeks, which is a pretty big statement for a guy who only competed once. But luckily it happened.
Well, everybody was talking about it, and we go back to that Governor's Cup. You weren't the most shapely guy up there. You're definitely the biggest. Your conditioning was on point, but between then and now, he's gotten a lot more shapely. You can see he's changed a lot. So what's been some of the things that have changed that?
What I mentioned before, it's again, before he was working mostly with heavy explosive movements, what was setting, the foundation. Now we're working with bodybuilding exercise, with bodybuilding movements, contracting, squeezing, this kind of stuff. And and again, what I said before, there's still room for improvement. He has a wide back, he has a big back, but he needs, certain things, still to work on. And time will tell. It needs time. It's a process. Even he is already training for, like, I don't know, 20 years or what, with weights,
Almost 30 now, Jesus.
Bodybuilding, this is what you call sport-specific training, If you're a power lifter, you train like a power lifter. If you're a strongman, you train like a strongman. If you're a bodybuilder, you have to train like a bodybuilder. And today you were standing next to people that train for 10, 15 years like bodybuilders. And that's why it's so amazing that he actually placed 5th in his first pro show, and it's very promising.
Yeah, Achim told me, he said, look, if we can go in there and you can get the first call out and get top 5, that would be amazing. And in my mind, I'm still learning the bodybuilding world, so I'm thinking, God, I'd really like to do better than that. But now that I'm here and I see it and I see the competition, I totally see, again, my Jedi is correct.
I told him before we came here, I said, last year you were the big guy, everybody was looking at you. Today, when you come in the warm-up room, everybody's going to have big arms, everybody's going to have big legs, everybody is going to look good, So it's going to be a completely different ball game, okay? And you got to be prepared for that.
So now you've experienced all these different realms of competition, these different types of training. When we talk about bodybuilding, what's the most challenging for you?
Oh, man. I think...
Diet.
He'll answer it for you.
Let me tell you, my man Achim, he gives no gray area. It's black and white. He tells me what to do, and it's, did you do it? There's no reason it didn't get done. It's just he expects me to get my shit done. Otherwise, he doesn't. I mean, keep in mind, I say this is a good thing. He expects people he's going to coach to do it right, or he'll go to somebody that will do it right, because he's got too much knowledge to waste it on someone that doesn't have the discipline to move forward with it. But anyway, the thing that I'm here and I see, like, standing on the stage with Cedric McMillan, probably one of the most gifted genetic athletes in the bodybuilding scene. It's here and here. It wasn't just looking at a picture. Now I realize, oh my God, I got to turn this shape thing and really turn it up, And not that I wasn't busting my ass to get it done the first time, but it's different when you actually firsthand experience it. Yeah, I could, as soon as I, got here and met everybody, I fully understood what he was saying about get the first call out would be nuts. Prior to that, of course, I listened, but I just hadn't experienced it firsthand. There's nothing quite like, a true experience, that's tangible right in front of you. So, like Achim said, now the biggest challenge is to, turn me in, the 260 plus pounds into a nicely shaped, aesthetically pleasing 264 pounds. We're not worried about gaining weight. We want to. That was one of the things early on he said I didn't understand, but I get it now. He said you need to become a better 300 pounds in the off season. I don't want you to be 330. I want you to be a better 300. And I'm going to listen in, but I didn't always understand. I get little bits and pieces, but we've been together now for a little over a year, and after this experience, really, it just to make it that much easier for me to understand him. And I'm a really driven person, so. To have him behind me just makes that much better. That's the beautiful thing about him. He tells me what to do, and I do it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I think he can fix anything except for the hair. The hair. There's no hope. So what's next for John?
Well, next week he's actually flying to San Antonio, and is doing the Texas show, the Texas Pro Show. And then hopefully after that he's going to take a little break and is going back to work and making sure that he is going to be improved for his next pro show.
Yeah, nice. So we look forward to seeing you again in the future shows, and best of luck in the future. This is John Anderson, your 5th place winner in the 2015 IFBB Golden State Pro. Shem Swerkus, SpectrumFitnessProductions.com.